Hello and welcome to our UMS Basic webinar. My name is Kolja Knispel, Systems Engineer at IGEL Technology. I would like to give you an overview of our solution, speak about ports, give a demonstration, and show you where you can get help. Let's start with our IGEL soft and hardware. So we have our IGEL Universal Desktops, our thin clients. We have got our IGEL Zero thin clients, which have only one protocol. And we've got our software, the IGEL Universal Desktop Converter, which is possible to install on every x86 device. So let's see how we can customize the OS. We can customize it with UCB, it's Universal Custom Builder. We can customize it with Shared Workplace, with a partition update, or with Custom Partition. Then you will think to scale your environment. So you will think, do I need one or more UMS servers to get high availability or load balancing? Then we came to our main software, the UMS itself. UMS is it where you can manage all the thin clients. It's a dashboard, asset management, workflow automation, self-service portal, and you can even manage fat clients with it. Then you can extend your UMS. For example, with EMI, a REST API interface, or with AIT, Asset Inventory Tracker. I would like to show you how the communication is done. So you need several ports which have to be opened in your firewall, inbound and outbound, or you shut up your firewall at your Windows firewall. Also, it's a good idea to put a host record A entry to your DNS, which is called IGEL IM server pointing to the UMS IP, or alternatively a DHCP option. You can see also that we have a web server, a Tomcat web server, so it's also a good idea to have it standalone, the UMS, or to be sure that you won't have another web server running on your UMS on the same port. UMS, as you can see, can work with all those clients, hardware and software. Now I would like to give you a short live demonstration. Let's go to my desktop, and I just downloaded this file here from my igel.bits or from our website. When I install it, I will be asked how I like to install it. Of course, I agree here. And here I'm asked how to install. So the standard UMS, with console, with embedded database, or do I only want to have the console? So normally I will start with this, and later on when I want to access the UMS by remote, I will install the same package, but will say only the console to access from Windows 8 or Windows 10 machine, for example. If I've got a big environment, I will choose high availability network. I already installed it, so I will cancel here. Before I start, I will open a program which is called the rmadmin tool. You will find it at your hard disk where you installed it, program 86, IGEL Remote Manager, rmadmin, rmadmin.exe. So there you see again the ports you need, plus the port 30005. You will see the possibility to make backups if you want to migrate, for example, from one UMS server to another. And you will have the point for data source. So you can use our embedded database, which is a Derby database, or you can have another database like Oracle or SQL database. You can also do this later on and just copy from the embedded database to SQL server, for example. That's no problem. You can change the password here and optimize the database also. Okay, let's close this program and go to the main program, the console. The console is Java based. You can access, as I said, with the console or just by browser. Top secret password here. Yeah, that's the main thing about the UMS. First, we'll start with thin clients, and like in the Active Directory, I will tell where are they located and which firmware. So, for example, I've got Linux devices here. Well, we also have Windows device, but I've got Linux device, so LX for Linux. Then I will go on and say new directory, where is it located? So I'm in Bremen, so Bremen, and then the IT department. IT, all right. I can even copy it, and so if I've got Windows devices, it's very easy to have them also there. So I copy, I paste it, and I just rename it here to Win. Alright. So when I have this structure, I can already search for my thin clients. I do this by the radar button, search in my local IP range, if so. There's it found. No certificate, so it will say so far it hasn't talked to any UMS, and I bring it to my directory. Alright, we were registered, that's good. No problem with the firewall, so I get OK here, because firewall is off. And yeah, so that is. Now I can go and rename it. So IGEL 01. IGEL 01. Alright. So now I want to have this name also at the DNS. For this, UMS can help me. Just need to go here, administration, go to thin client network settings and bring this mark here. Normally there's no mark, so bring this mark here. And so the UMS will tell the DNS what the name is, and by the next restart it will be the host name of the device. Save it, and we close the site again. Yes. Alright. So these attributes are free. I can fill in as I like to. I even can do more of them myself. The lower side is filled out by the machine, technical data. Now I can go on and bring profiles to the machine. Also make profile folder, so Linux profiles. I do a new profile, which is called LX. So it's version 10, and I do shadowing, for example. Always look on the right firmware, so it's a 10, and always use the newest, the latest firmware. You can even assign a 10.03 on a device which has got a 10.01. It's no problem, and we recommend to do this, so you only need the newest firmware-based profile. Alright. So I said I want to shadow. I allow it. Default is no more active because I'm at blue here. I can even scale the factor. And I save it. So profile number 1 is ready. New profile. RDP session. Session, RDP session. With a plus, I'm now doing a new session. I can change the name here. server IP, log on maybe the gateway, the domain, and I'll save it. Desktop integration is already there. Start menu, application launcher desktop, I will get an icon there. Fine for me. Okay, profile number 2 is ready. And I do the last profile, which is for German language. I go to user interface, language. Alright, so 3 profiles. I can now take the profiles and drag and drop them to the folder. For example, I say German should be spoken everywhere, so just on top. This works like GPOs. It will be inherited down to the thin client. I say shadowing is also fine here at the top. But RDP session should be used only here at the TD department. So I also, as I said, I can use the drag and drop, or I can use this alternatively be on the folder and assign it here. Just another technique, but same result. So RDP, fine. I say here now or next reboot, that is always asked by you. So normally in demo environment you will say now, and in productive environment you will say next reboot, because sometimes the thin client will reboot by assigning a profile. Alright, so, and when I'm standing on the device with a mouse, I will see assigned profiles. Indirect assigned profiles by LX, LX, and by the polar IT. That's also, it will be inheriting down to the folder. If there are profiles on the same folder, or if there's, let's say, if there is a German language up here and English up here, English will win, because it's a GPOs, the much more nearer profile will win. Alright, that's about profiles and inheriting. And then we've got master profiles. Please read the instruction as told here if you need them, if it really makes sense for you to use them. Template keys and groups. Also, it's better to understand, to read them, what they do. Let's shortly say they have variables. For example, you don't need to do 20 profiles anymore if they're very similar. You've got one variable like the IP address, and only this you will change. And the rest you won't need to touch. You won't need to do 20 profiles for pretty similar settings. Firmware customization is about the design of the local IGEL desktop. You've got these possibilities: wallpaper, start button. If you have wallpaper, you'll choose JPEG, for example, or PNG. Upload it to our WebDAV folder. Our WebDAV folder is the folder UMS file transfer, which is also used for firmware updates. And that's the reason why we are having a Tomcat server, because he's monitoring this folder, and that's the WebDAV folder. So if you choose, upload it, you can also take it and then drag and drop it like a normal profile to the thin client folder. Okay. We have got shared workplace. Shared workplace is used if you have got several users working on one device. So you connect, normally you connect profiles to a machine. Here you connect profiles to a person, which is logging in by Active Directory credentials, and then it is connected to this person. So, for example, first person is having an RDP session, and second person is logging in and is getting a Citrix server connection. You can also change rooms and take your session with you. Views, make a new view. Very easy one is online. You can also ask for firmwares and so on and so on. So these possibilities you have, we say online, next, that are online. We can create the view or narrow it, say maybe only in the folder Bremen, but we say now everywhere he should search. There's my device. If I want to see more attributes, I will go here in this menu and say, I don't need the MAC address, or I don't need the product, but I would like to see the boot time. Alright, I can take this view and export it, for example, save here as this format for Excel. These are views. Now jobs. A new scheduled job is, for example, update, shutdown, or reboot. I will do a shutdown. For example, always at 6 p.m. the devices should shut down every day, and it should depend on the IT department. Here's a nice thing. I also can connect a job to a view. So for example, if I had a view where I asked for old firmware, and I connect this view with the old firmware to the job update. That's also possible. Now I do the shutdown on the IT department, and I finish it. Alright. That's about jobs. Files are normally used or often used for certificates. If you want to use the certificate, be sure you export it in the format base64. Then you import it here. I have one for demonstration. This is this. And I will make sure it's common. If it is common, the thin client knows where to bring it, to which folder, and it is well for receiver and for the browser. Alright, import it, and then again I can take it by drag and drop and bring it to a folder. Bring it to a folder of thin clients, of course. Like here. Alright, then I've got the firmware update section. Very easy, I check for firmware updates. UMS is checking which devices do I have and suggesting some firmwares. So I say, okay, that's mine, the newest one, good. Please download, and again it is downloaded to the UMS file transfer folder. You can also look here into the text for release notes. Nice thing. And I download it. So when it's already downloading, or while it's downloading, I can assign it to a folder. For example, the IT folder. Say now. So now it's only a profile which is assigned. The really update process will only start when I have a job or when I do it like this. Update or update on shutdown. The lower three ones are used for IGEL Windows devices. The upper ones for IGEL Linux devices. So this is the main thing about the UMS. Now we are going to the administration. We've been there, that's already said about this thing here. About the network names. Interesting thing is IGEL Cloud Gateway, new product. They can manage your thin clients even though they are not in the VPN. It's an appliance which is installed in a DMZ or in a cloud. And you can access the thin clients even if they are home office. You can bring configuration on the device. Then we have got the administrative tasks. So that's like making an update, making a backup, scheduled backup of the UMS database. These possibilities you have mostly use create backup. Good thing to do. And we've got the default routes. That's a good thing if you want to have automatic enrollment. So you can do a new directory rule. You say, well, NAS known IP normally often used to use an IP address. So you know from 10, 10, 10, 1 to 10, 10.10.254. All these devices, if they boot, if they're just very new and they just boot, I say, okay, put them in this directory. Maybe I can tell, okay, just for Bremen. First we put them in Bremen. I apply these two things and I finish. And so now it will happen. Things are booting, machines are booting, and then they will occur here. Make sure that you, as we told you beforehand, you have got a host R record to your DNS, IGEL LM server pointing to the UMS server IP, and that's it. Then it's working. You also see here a little blue sign which says, okay, you have got directory roots. Yeah, okay, I think that was already a lot of information. The rest is going very deep, and you can read it also in our eDocs. So I would like to bring you back to the presentation. So live demonstration, just showed it. So as I said, if you have got more information, you can go to edocs.igel.com or to our tech channel igel.com, where you can find videos. Yeah, so thanks for your attention, and goodbye.